Hello, friends. It's Chapo.
Is where you can get a ticket, and you can get one for free, to get on a bus up to Birmingham Wednesday night, spend the night. I don't know about where you do that. And then Thursday,
Brummies
don't
are very
sleep.
friendly.
And but that would be massively useful. And I'm telling you this because if you're listening to this later, I'm looking into a sea of thousands of people who have come to this show. So just that would be an action that you could take. You could translate your passion into action by Wednesday night, taking a bus with some cool people, spending the night at a travel lodge or a Premier Inn, and then or your cousin Gary from Birmingham, you love him, and then the next day going out to Marginal. That would be a massive, wonderful action that you guys here could take. So please consider that seriously.
One last push could make a huge difference.
It's like a fucking Coke machine. You need to fucking push that motherfucker, but you just give it one more shove and the motherfucker falls right over.
Oh, it's definitely different here. They definitely have some weird, aggravating,
We're all
vexing
thinking that.
thing.
Yes.
And he just said it.
It's called like the mechanical Oriental gentleman or something. And you answer a riddle and it gives you a soda.
Let's change gears here and talk about something that, if you are a foreign person who listens to our show, you also have a perverse obsession with,
why do you
which
do
is
that?
the American presidential election.
How could you not, though? Come on. We got some an amazing cast of characters assembled. We've got the Terminator, Pete Buttigieg. We've got our precious boy Bernie Sanders.
May 1,000 years of glorious socialist grandpa's reign.
And we have, like, you would pay a halfpenny in like the late 19th century to go to a village fair and go into a tent to watch the amazing melting-brained man known as Joseph Robinette Biden. You're watching a man's brain fall apart in real time. How often do you get that fucking privilege?
Now, we know that you British people love your oh-so-clever panel shows, where you do very witty games and the banter is all very top, isn't it?
They love the bants.
So, I put together a game for everyone on stage. So you might be familiar with Joe Biden. He was Obama's vice president. And
he was a senator for 71 years.
Yeah. He's been a senator since the Civil War.
He looks great.
That was a silly exaggeration, but the real number, does anybody know it? It's like 41
No, it's
years.
insanely long. He was elected as senator. He was actually elected before he was eligible to serve in the Senate. He was elected as a 34-year-old, but it was okay because, like, the interval between his election and his swearing in, he turned 30. But it was like 1970 or something. Also, he's known for having signed the Declaration of Independence with an X.
Yeah, interesting fact. Biden did serve in the War of 1812, or as you call it, the colonies dust up.
Oh, but then also, for people who don't know, the state that he represented as a senator was Delaware. All Delaware is three skies, no, maybe five, because 3 credit card companies and then like 2 credit score companies.
Yes.
That's all it is. Delaware is as big as this stage, and it's just a fucking shelter for
It's a tax
credit
shelter.
card companies.
It's our island.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
no.
it's like somebody took one of those like Caribbean islands, like one of the Cayman Islands, and just like dragged
Dropped
it
it
up
in
to the
America.
fucking mid-Atlantic and just
Yes.
lashed it to the side of Pennsylvania.
And to be fair, he was a fucking amazing senator for those credit card companies.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Really
He killed it.
Really quick aside, do you all have credit reporting agencies here? Credit scores and things like that? Okay, so you also live in hell. Got it. Good. All right. So you and I, we're not so alike. We're not so different.
I just love it when people like look at like stories from China and they're like, oh my God, they've introduced social credit. What a horrifying Orwellian nightmare. Meanwhile, oh no, my credit score went down 15 points because I paid my bill and now I can't take out a loan to not die.
Okay, here's the game. Here's the
Hey, baby.
game. You all know who Joe Biden is.
We all know and love him. Our big soupy-brained boy.
And you all are aware, I'm sure, that he said some rather odd things in public in a campaign setting.
He likes to wool gather in front of people while speaking into a microphone recorded by millions.
These are things that they don't make sense.
I got it. I'm good.
You're good. They don't make sense in the context of a political speech or just normal speech, like something you would not like call an ambulance if your grandfather just started talking like that. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a short clip of a Joe Biden senior moment, and the challenge for our panelists is to invent a context, either just before or just after, where that makes sense.
We can call
That's a
it.
tall order.
This will be hard, and
We can call it. Why did Joe say that?
Why did Joe say that? And we've not practiced this. We might fail because this might actually be impossible. But let's give it
This
the
is
old.
a Kobayashi Maru-ass test here.
Let's give it the old college try. What do you say, Rob?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get the first clip.
1.2 billion. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who brings out the carts on a forklift. What happened?
Okay. I have an idea. He's got, like in Gulliver's Travels or something, he's stumbled upon a world where everybody's a giant, and he has to feed them somehow. So 1.2 billion cans of spaghetti sauce, you gotta stack them, but he's getting nervous because the giants are approaching, they're hungry, so he starts to stutter a little bit. That's what I think it is.
It's pretty good.
That's better than mine. I was just thinking like Italian American outreach.
I mean, the thing with the forklift, maybe he's like trying to get onto the Andrew Yang automation train. You know, it's like they got the forklift going, and you don't have to. You got to watch the forklift, so there's nothing for you to do, and you got to just stand there and watch the forklift go. So
I love a forklift.
You're stacking the spaghetti, so $1,000 a month. I don't know. I smell toast.
I mean, to Joe Biden, a forklift is the most complex computer he can possibly imagine.
Yeah, no, he calls it the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Let's go to number 2.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
Jesus.
And I love kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what.
I tell you what.
I tell you what. Ending to come. Let me consult my writers.
Okay, why did Joe say that?
Why did Joe say that?
I mean, for me, everybody I can see in the background here is black. So I think what he is saying is that if black people rub him, he will change into a color that gradually will allow him to become like them and then be understood by them. You know, he's going to help me transform into something that can be understood.
Like a genie.
By the power of touch, rub me into something that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Will Smith genie in the Aladdin remake. Yes.
Another masterpiece.
Absolutely.
Guy Ritchie directed it.
Ritchie directed that!
Yeah.
I honestly just got caught on the. Why was he talking about his hairy legs? National Organization for Women? I don't know.
I mean, I thought this was going to be, when I saw this, I thought it was going to be the one where he talked about corn pop.
No, give it away.
Corn pop!
No, we didn't do the corn
we're
pop
not doing
one.
corn pop.
Do we have a corn pop one
We like
coming?
getting unexpected with it.
Okay, we're not doing that one.
No, we didn't do corn pop because it's too long. The corn puff thing is like 5 minutes.
That was actually one of the most difficult parts of this is finding a short Joe Biden story because he's such a Grandpa Simpson that you just can't.
It's so amazing. But the best thing to do for Joe Biden is to surround him with black people because he wants to relate to them, but he has to go back into like 1960s, which was the last time that ever voluntarily talked to them. So he just gets so weird and says the funniest things.
He gets real excited.
Yeah.
At least he's way more visibly comfortable around black people than Pete Buttigieg is.
Well, that's true. That's
Pete Buttigieg, who is mentally counting the silverware even if it's not his house.
Well, yeah, but that's because when Mayor Pete sees black people in America, he's imagining some sort of like terrifying 80s gang from a fucking later Death Wish sequel. But when Joe Biden sees black people, he's imagining a doo-wop group in leather jackets singing about their best girl.
He all the people, everyone here, every single one of their fathers, he asked if they were the Temptations.
Matt, did you have an answer? Why did Joe Biden say that?
I think the hairy legs thing is he's trying to slow roll an eventual reveal that he is Bigfoot.
Clip 3, please, Chris.
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
You're on MSNBC.
You don't hear that in MSNBC. You did not hear that at all. What you heard? Look, okay, I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man. Well, yeah, you do, but look, fat. Look, here's.
Look, fat.
Any other questions?
I have an answer.
By the way, we did use this clip on an episode, and I wanted us to call the episode after the famous Dick and Jane series, Look Fat Look, See Fat Look, Run Fat Look, but that no one got it. It's just a little too...
I would have backed you up on it. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Okay, here's my pitch. Look Fat, he's talking about cutting the fat out of the federal budget.
Yeah, they love to. Senators, particularly, they're always like, cut the pork out of the thing. Yep.
Yeah, they're very meat-oriented. I just think this was just like a family reunion for him. That was his cousin.
The thing where he challenged the guy to a fucking push-up contest. I mean, just endorsing physical fitness. I mean, the president's...
He's trying to be the new Michelle.
Yeah, like healthy living. Like everybody, every week, instead of, like a president's address on the radio, I'm going to go on TV and we're all going to do a push-up contest. And we're all going to be ripped as shit within a year. And then you won't need health care because you're going to have six-pack abs. That's the only thing I can understand. Because honestly, otherwise, his brain is melting. And clearly that can't be true.
I think maybe he was thinking back to the other video, and he was like, look, Fats, Domino's the best pianist around. What do you say we throw him on the old gramophone? I'm 90.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill.
He is considered a presidential frontrunner.
God, I kind of want to see it, though. I really would like to see a debate between him and Trump. I don't want him to be the president,
I don't know if you're
but
gonna
I would
make
love
it.
to see them just talk past each other for 90 minutes and just like Trump is talking about how Anna Wintour was very nasty to him at the Vanity Fair party for the Oscars in 1985. Oh my God, she was wearing a white outfit. Disgusting. Go home, honey. You look like a dog. Meanwhile, totally obliviously, Biden's like, root beer used to taste better. People don't know that. People don't believe it. When you tell someone root beer tasted better back in the day, they're like, well, why would that be? But I'm telling you, the root beer, it was fresher. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I'm swearing to God, I'm a stack of Bibles. The root beer was delicious, and now might as well be Mr. Pibb.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Biden said to Trump's face, look fat, that might actually start the next civil war that everyone's been talking about. Like, that's just like immediately posters go up in every town saying we need men with guns.
Okay,
Bring
so
your rifle.
Bernie obviously wanted to get the nomination, wanted to get the presidency, but no matter what happens, I want at least 2 seats on The View replaced with Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Oh.
Because I would watch that show every day until I died.
Watch it. I would just
until I died.
it would be the Levitico technique. I would just be staring at that.
I believe we have 2 more clips. I could be wrong. Don't know. Don't really remember a lot right now. Let's go to this one.
Here we go.
Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
Make sure, you gotta remember this. Last thing she said there was, make sure the kids hear words. All right, what does that mean? What does Joe Biden mean when he says, make sure the kids hear words?
So this is like in Alien, before they put you in a pod and send you off for a 30-year journey in ice. They need to do some neurolinguistic programming on children that are going to go and populate the Pete Buttigieg McKinsey moon, where you do your mining. And so Biden is prepping them by just making sure that they have some dream ingredients for the long journey. So just with words, doesn't matter what they are, because they'll have plenty of time to assemble them.
They just need some sort of stimulus to like cohere
They're going to be
into an
frozen
identity.
for 30 years.
Right, yeah.
I think maybe he just saw one of those PBS documentaries on feral children raised by wolves. And he's really concerned. And frankly, this is his most serious and dedicated policy recommendation. And I think we should applaud him for it. Kids should hear words.
They should.
Yeah, I think it's
On the gramophone.
What you got to do is you got to get the cylinder out, and you got to the Edison cylinder, and you got to put it in the machine, and then you got to get the gramophone up to your ear, so you're like the RCA dog.
And you rub my legs to build up the static to make it go.
And let me tell you, those Andrews sisters, boy howdy, they knew how to drive a car. Okay, Joe.
Okay, last one. Make Joe work.
That's exactly what Rap Rock and I talked about in the beginning.
The fuck?
Rap rock. Who does he mean? Who does rap rock?
That's exactly what
That
Rap
is
Rock and I talked about.
Which
quote
is
is-
ridiculous because obviously rap rock came of age during the Bush era.